Good afternoon. Today we are at the beautiful community Vinca Aquarius, where Jan will share more on his why. I have a lot of questions, but the first one
Shoot.
is why Costa Rica?
Why Costa Rica? 2.5 years ago, I was living in the south of Spain, and for me it was obvious that I needed to relocate to a place where there was more water, because I thought, well, I want to be more self-sufficient and grow my own food and my own veggies and fruits and everything. And for me it was obvious that water was going to be difficult in the world. So, and that moment I was living in the south of Spain, and for me it was clear that was not a good spot. And then I arrived, I booked a trip to Costa Rica for another cause, because I was participating in a retreat, I wanted to meet somebody. And the moment I arrived in Costa Rica, I was, I fell in love with the people. They're so nice, they're so kind, they're so ready to help. It was, I fell in love. My heart opened, it was like, oh, and before I left Europe to come here, I watched a lot of video of Costa Rica, because I knew nothing about Costa Rica. And I had a feeling like, oh, but there's a lot of water there and a lot of nature. And I said, so I'm not just booking a ticket only to go to the retreat, but I will stay like 2 months longer to see the country and figure it out. But within 2 hours after arriving at the airport, I already knew, it's like, oh, but this is nice.
Yeah.
That's why Costa Rica.
And can you share more on what you are building here, and what was the first thing that sparked this vision, this idea?
I made a huge change in my life, 7 or maybe almost 8 years ago now. And I've learned to look different at myself, and I look different at other people and at the world. And so my perspective changed. And most of my friends, they didn't understand me. And they said, well, he's talking really strange, and yeah, it's nice. He's very kind now, he's very gentle, he's more soft, and he's less stressed, and he's more patient. But it was a huge change. And I wrote a book about what had happened to me and what insights I've received and what had changed in my life, what it brought to my life. And it was like, oh, I need to tell the world, I've got a gift for you, I've got a gift for you, like that. But then I found out that most people are not interested. And I think the biggest power we have is inspiration. So I said, well, okay, Jan, and I was already very hands-on, so I was like, okay, Jan, you're now focusing a lot on communication with people, and maybe you can tune the communication down and be more practical and be more, just live the change or show them or whatever. So and in my mind, our future is going to be more about connection, sharing with people, so less egoism, more altruism, but more in balance. And it's going to be more about healthy food, because health is basic, but not only for a physical level, also for a mental level. And if you have in Dutch, in Holland we say a healthy mind in a healthy body. Well, I think that's very true, but I think it's also, okay, a healthy spirit in a healthy body. So for me, I found out that it is all very connected, and so I decided to explore it more. I said, okay, I want to embody it more. I want to create a place where the air is healthy, where the soil is healthy, where our food is not full of antibiotics or stuff to grow things faster, more manufactured. So we need to go more back to healthy nature, and I looked for, I said, okay, I want to do that. And I owned my mind also. I said, okay, I think in the future we'll be living more together and sharing more. So why don't I create a place where we can, when I can realize, or where I can realize it together with other people, all that. So a healthy place with a lot of nature, very peaceful surroundings, and but there are people, there are animals, there's interaction, but where you have the option to be on yourself, to be by yourself, at the same time you can step into the communal activities. You can work together and you can cook together or eat together or have a meeting together, whatever. So that's what I'm doing here. And I can only tell you it's a lot of fun. It's not easy, but it's a lot of fun.
Yes, well, basically you kind of explained it already, but the self-sufficient part in it. Can you share more on your why on
Okay.
that part?
Well, I had several businesses in Europe, in Holland, and in my business life, but also my personal life, I found out that many things are very conditional, and the more you outsource, the bigger your dependence is. And in society of today, in my mind, it's all about convenience and easy. And well, I think okay, I'm 60. I'm getting 60 years old this year. Yeah, I'm feeling good. But so I've seen. I also know the other world. I've seen the childhood of my children, but also remember my own childhood, and I see the childhood of, for example, your son.
Yeah.
He's 3.5, and my children are 31, and I'm 60. So there's 3 generations, and I see the differences, and it's all about. It's all about convenience, easy, and and for me, with the help and the systems and the computers and the telephones and everything, we've gained a lot of ease and speed, but society and life has become more difficult for many people because there's a lot of stress. When I was young, you received. I was in love like a 15, 16-year-old boy, and I was only 14, and I was writing letters to my girlfriend in another part of Holland, and then I was writing. It took me 2-3 nights to write it, and okay, and then I sent it, and then maybe I had to wait like more than a week to get a response. And I got a letter from her, and it was like, ooh, that was like that. That was that, and that was fast.
Yeah.
And I went to study at the hotel management school, and then I learned about the telefax, and that was like, okay, but somebody in America, in the States, is now sending a fax, pushing a button, and here it comes in Holland, out of the machine you can read it. It was like, wow, this is fast. And then within the same 3-4 years of education, we had the introduction of the computers, and there was email was getting there, and now it is, if I send you a WhatsApp or a message, and if I don't reply within 10 minutes, it's always like, oh, you don't like me? I'm not important. So life has become more convenient and more fast, but there's so many energies. It's so running, and I see people collapsing under the pressure.
Yeah.
So. I saw that part of what it does to people, what it did to myself, and the level of stress. I had several businesses, and I was, in my mind, I was good at it. I think other people had another opinion, but it was really working really hard. But well, in the end, it didn't work out for me either. All the stress, even I could relatively well deal with it.
Yeah.
And the same is when I'm trying to tell you about being dependent. So if you're a businessman, you have the banks and whatever, and in fact you're always trying to be independent. If you have one big client, that is really nice, it helps you, but after a while you say, oh, but if he says that, I need to jump because So you be independent over there. Then you have the bank, and we have the financial crisis in 2008. So we had some money from the banks, and we paid everything and interest, and we were good clients. But it didn't matter. The bank said, no, we want the money back because the world is changing, blah, 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 and the real estate value. So they really, so I had experiences in my professional life, but also in my personal life, in my relationship with my wife or my wives or my girlfriend. It was all, so, and it has all motivated me to say, okay, maybe, how can I escape from that? And the trick to escape from that is that you become the solution of your own needs. I was always looking for other people to confirm that I had value, or to love me, or to listen to me. I needed other people.
To fulfill you.
Yeah, to give me a confirmation that I had value, that I had use, or that I was whatever. And I learned to do that myself. So at this moment in life, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what other people think about me, what they say about me. If I feel good with me, it's good. So so I had in professional and personal life, and I was on this path of being more self-sufficient. And so that's how I try to live now. And I'm in a relationship, and I'm starting up a business again. But I'm a different person because I'm already fulfilled. So I don't impose my partner with my needs. If it's together, it's more fun. If she can't help me at that moment, I don't take it personal. I'm responsible of my well-being, of my energy, of my happiness, of my health. I don't need to point at other people. So and in that path, it makes sense to grow your own food.
Yeah.
Especially when you see all the shit they put in there. Because most of the food we get, almost all business cases are about making money. So if we can take out 5% of the health and make 3% more money, business-wise that makes logic. Society-wise or health-wise or...
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
A long answer. Did I answer your question?
Yes, great.
Sorry.
The self-sufficiency, I find it beautiful that in the end it's all about bringing it back to ourselves, and we are the only ones who can fulfill our own needs and choose our experiences.
I think so. Well, I think other people can fulfill your needs as well, but that will make you dependent.
Yeah.
Is it not okay to be dependent on other people? No, I think it's a gift that we have interaction, we can depend on each other, but the trick is, if you don't fulfill my needs, how do I respond to it?
Yeah. So
that's the big trick.
Yeah, but also, can someone really truly fulfill it? Most of the time when something changes, it's gone. And if we really keep it to ourselves, it can never be gone because we are always here. Yeah,
but I think only people who have made that change are able to understand what you're sharing now.
Yeah, that's correct. I think. Yeah.
I think that.
Okay, great. So the self-sufficient part is for you about growing food. Can you share more? Water, electricity. How are you?
Here it is. We generate our own electricity with water, and so we have a water turbine which generates. I think 70% of our electricity. Yeah. And we have some solar panels who do the other 30%, and which is a backup system as well. So we don't have a connection here with the net. We have our own water. We have a lot of water here, and we have the river next door is like a source of irrigation water.
Yeah.
And you can swim in it, and it's okay for the animals or whatever. But we have like 800 meters up the mountain, we have a spring. It comes directly out of the mountain, so it's very clean.
Yeah.
And within 1 meter, we pick it up. We made the recipient. Very difficult. We went up the mountain with the concrete and building it not that big, but making it good. And so we pick it up and then we bring it 800 meters down to this place. And so we have our own water. We're here now in Costa Rica. I arrived here 2.5 years ago. And in March it's going to be 3 years ago already.
3 years, wow.
So almost 3. And this was all cattle land. And I made it the roads, I organized the exit over the water, and I put in a lot of fruit trees really fast. And at the top of the mountain we put in like 1,500 forest trees to attract monkeys and birds and to bring it back.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And at the lower part of the finca we were it's more like growing food, so we put in fruit trees, and they're all growing, but they need another year and a half, maybe 2.
Yeah.
And we built a greenhouse. And the kitchen, and now we're working now on a vegetable garden. And well, it depends a little bit on the people who are here. I'm not a strict vegan or vegetarian, so I can eat eggs or meat or whatever, but if I have, for instance, chicken, I buy it from my neighbor, which is 300 meters from here.
Yeah.
And there's no chemistry creating those chickens, so they're really healthy. If I eat pork, it's from my neighbor. He knows how to deal with it, he knows how to slaughter them. And yes, did I help slaughter them? Yes, I did, because I forced myself, if you want to continue eating maybe cow or pork or chicken, maybe you should be able to kill them yourself or to be present. So I did that.
How was that?
Difficult. Yeah.
Did it change perspective? Or?
On the short period, yes. On the longer period, no. It goes away.
Okay.
So it's mostly about fruits and veggies and water and electricity, and in the near future chicken, eggs, because, well, also within the interaction, the way we are growing food, and we're learning to make compost and with biodynamics. Yeah, we're trying to learn that, making a no-day garden. But you need a lot of compost. And animal excretions are a big part of that.
Yeah.
So the interaction is good.
So maybe some chickens will be coming on the property.
I think so.
Good.
And for now we have dogs.
Yes.
and there should be horses here, but they're now they're outside a lot because they use them for tours. And we had a couple of cows here, but 3 of them are pregnant, and they're on the verge of giving birth. And the cows are here to eat. They make the grass low, and he has free food, so everybody's happy. But the owner doesn't live here, so it's more convenient for you now because they're almost giving birth. Okay, Jana, bring them back to my own place. So if it's happening, I can be close.
Yeah.
So that's what we have here.
Yeah. Beautiful. And well, we're talking about the why you created, or why you are creating this, if I can say so, beautiful, magical place. What is your vision for the next step?
For me, it's all about sharing, but first living it.
Yeah.
I've been living here for almost a year in this kitchen. I've been sleeping here. And since recently we have that building over there. And I have my own toilet, I have my own shower. But I know how it is to live without the toilet closed or only have cold showers. And so I learned to appreciate stuff, and I'm learning about, we have snakes here. We have scorpions. So you learn how to deal with it and how you can organize it. Still about living it and creating it and making it function. So the next step is growing more food. We're eating healthy now, but we still buy a big part. And we used to buy less, but we are re-sculpting the green garden So we're buying more now, but we think, okay, in a couple of months we're buying a lot less.
Yes.
And so that's a part. So we're eating healthy then. And then the next step is that people can join. Now it's people who come to work, to volunteer or to help, or sometimes it's the person that, oh, maybe I'm interested on the long term, but can I stay? So we created apartments where people can stay, to have the experience. Because I think made a big impact in my change of mind and my change of looking at the world and myself and how I was dealing with myself. So I would like to give people the opportunity to participate. So people can book a room here and stay here for a night or a month. And say, oh, I can stay here, so you can eat the food, and if you want, you can help pick the raspberries, or maybe you can help get out the potatoes. Or maybe you want to go help milk a cow. Then we go to the neighbor, we go milk a cow. So here you can really have the
experience.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it's beautiful, it's peaceful. So it's also just being here is already like, wow, but this is different than the center of Detroit. Or maybe even a small town in the States or in Europe. It's like, oh, but it's so peaceful here. So you can. I want people give people the opportunity to feel it and to find out what it does with them, and then to figure out if it's something for their own future. And maybe once in a while I meet someone and said, oh, Jan, you have a big mountain. Can I live over there? I said, yeah, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's because my biggest problem is, or my biggest thing is, okay, in my mind, I need to make progress that people can see it. But I shouldn't, at one moment, I need to stop running because it should all be about co-creating. Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So the next step is that more people will come and can experience.
We talk about the why you want to create this and the community. Can you share more on your why behind the whole community, doing it together?
Okay.
Living together.
Well, the why. In my mind, community living is an answer. It's a solution. I give you a stupid example. Here we are in Costa Rica. We're in this road, and the next half a mile on the left side and the right side is all owned by the same family.
Yeah.
5 brothers and 5 sisters, and grandmother still living.
Mm-hmm.
They all have their own houses, their own plots and fincas, and there's no arguing, there's nothing in there. They're good people together. And but everybody has a chainsaw. There are 10, 11 houses, there are 10, 11 chainsaws. Yep. And if I asked them, I said, but how many times do you use your chainsaw? Oh, Jan, I think I didn't use it last year, more than a year ago. Other people say, oh, we use it maybe every month. And some people say, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So there are 10, 11 neighbors here, 10, 11 houses, and their family, their brothers and sisters. So why don't they just share 2 good chainsaws?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I want to have my own chainsaw. It makes sense because if you see how marketing works, how the world works, so it's all about consuming and buying and getting a bigger car and another car, parking lots are full of cars. But if we start sharing more and doing things, in my mind, sharing is more fun. If everybody here has his own vegetable garden, everybody's weeding, taking out the weeds. But if we do it together, then we be more productive, we have more fun, we have better results in less time, with less money, and less use of whatever. So it makes sense. If it's about a car, or if it's about growing food, if it's about... And, well, A lot of people are alone and say, yeah, I don't cook for myself. I don't like. I like cooking, but I need somebody to cook for. I understand that. A lot of people think, not everybody, but a lot of people think like that. So, cooking together is more fun. Cooking for other people is more fun.
Yeah.
Eating together is more fun. It's more interaction. And well, so for me, it's the concept of the future. It's now the world is about individualism, egoism, and
Separation. Yeah.
it's a materialism.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we need to go back to, we need to become nature people again. No, but we all need to become people who are connected with nature again. So what I'm trying to show here, that you can have a good bath, a good bed, maybe a bath, nice hot water, internet. You have comfortable. You don't have ants or insects in your bed or spiders everywhere because you're living close to nature. No, in my mind, you can live here, connected to nature, enjoying nature, feeding nature, but still have a good internet connection.
To combine those worlds, actually.
Yeah, I think, and I think if so, and we can, and if we do it together, it's going to be more affordable, it's going to be more fun, it's going to be more efficient, but and also sometimes going to be more annoying, but then, yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it this way. So here everybody has his own space, but you can step into it, and you can step out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm learning. Okay, we're now a little detail. Are we sharing the washing machine, or are we sharing washing the clothes?
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
And maybe some people say, "Oh, I don't like other people to wash my knickers."
Yeah.
Or they wash it at a different temperature, and now I have more cost of reparation.
Yeah.
I understand that. So it's also about finding out, okay, what do you share and what do you share, and yeah. So can there be room for individualism, but still sharing things and working together?
Yeah.
And I'm finding that out, and I think other people are finding it out with me here, and I think people find it. So I think it's a concept. I think it's necessary to survive in the world.
Oh, I totally agree.
Good for you. Maybe that's why you're here. Oh.
Probably it is, yes. Yeah, why? I mean, we work all those hours to earn the money to buy the chainsaw, and what you say, if we can change that and we have more freedom to experience, to explore, and to live.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Beautiful. So is there anything for what you say you're now like exploring, feeling, tuning in, how is this vision of mine coming into manifestation, basically? And your next step is to invite more people in to share the experience and to also maybe expand this vision.
Also.
And is there anything that you would like to maybe inspire the people with, or to have a question that they can bring into the experience here? Maybe they have a question of, okay, Jan, you're doing it, you're living it, but how do you go? How do you experience not having a toilet room, a bathroom nearby? What did it bring you, or what is this whole experience of creating it bringing you, or what do you miss? Do you have like an inspiration for people?
I'll give an example.
Yes.
How you can look at life.
Yeah.
Because for me it's all about the mindset. It's about, imagine I will give you today $1 million.
Yes.
Would that make you happy?
Well, it would help in it would not make me happy, but it would help in creating a vision,
Okay.
a desire. Yeah.
Okay. I think for most people they say, oh, $1 million? Really? It's like, oh, then I can pay off my mortgage and I can buy the car and I get rid of the old stuff and oh yeah, this is, are you for real? Nice. Then the next question is, okay, I give you the $1 million, but tomorrow you'll never wake up again. Never wake up again. How? Well, that's part of the deal. Jan, you can keep your $1 million. I want to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll say, okay. So, well, that's interesting. So every day, every morning when you wake up, you open your eyes, you're like, oh, have a new day. It's more important than $1 million. And $1 million makes you really happy. So why don't you like, oh, fuck, I've got another day. Hey, wake up, love. We're going to enjoy the day. So
That's a beautiful one.
So I think that if you really look at yourself of how we think and how we deal life, is okay. So life has a very high value for us. Health has a very high value for us. So if you living without stuff makes you appreciate the moments more than when you have the stuff, but it also teaches you that you can do without a lot of stuff. And having stuff is also, it needs to be painted, it needs to be insured, it needs to be moved, it needs to be maintained, or whatever. It's so freeing to get rid of shit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, and here I am collecting shit again, I know, I'm aware of it. But. So, living without a toilet and only cold water? Yeah, the first day maybe like, that's really cold. And now in the morning I dive into the river every morning, in the river water. So it's all about, it's experience, it's training, it's a muscle, it's acceptance. And I think the biggest lesson of life is that, okay, letting go. Don't try to control life. Take initiative, but don't try to control it. And if you have something, enjoy it. If you lose it, then okay, learn to accept. Was that in the line of your question?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's a beautiful one to let people think about, okay, how would you react to that $1 million and if you could not wake up next morning? And I think that's a great question to help people change perspective on the money value and the life value and the importance of what we value. So if people are interested in, okay, Jan, what you're building, it sounds amazing. I want to try it out. I want to help out. How can they connect?
Yeah. I'm not going to share my phone number here.
Maybe they just need to reply.
Yeah. Well, if you see this, if this is a message and it's on Facebook or on YouTube, there's always a reply in the comments. Oh, I'm interested, and we can talk on a personal level. Right? In the future, there will be an email address, and maybe there'll be a website, and there'll be in the process of things. But for me, it's first about having the food, having the water, having electricity. Well, that's all done or almost done. Now we're getting there. So now the next phase is okay. Get the website and be available, accessible.
Yeah.
So for now, if you see the video or on Facebook, you send a message. Say, okay, Jan, I'm interested. How can I contact you? And then I'll reply privately.
Perfect. And if there are any questions, just ask them, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, I know.
Perfect. Okay, well, do you have anything to close off, to share? No.
Relax, have fun.
Pura vida.
Yeah, something like that.
Pura vida, okay.